And those of you in the audience, welcome. And you're here because you want to figure out today how to get more buyers in the pipeline. Quite interesting question because when I was asked to provide a session on how to get buyers, I said to myself, really? In today's market? What are you talking about? But don't worry, we're going to help you to do that. I have some instructions for you. You know, I'm a very interactive speaker and I like to have you participate. So I'm going to need everybody, you over there, and you over there on Facebook. And we have here YouTube and Agent Locator platform. You're going to need a pen and a blank sheet of paper. So we want you to get a pen and a blank sheet of paper. Get a pen and a blank sheet of paper. It's going to be important that you get this because we're going to use it. And you're going to see just how you can get. Thank you, Jen. We're now live on YouTube. Hello, YouTube family. So you're going to need that. And what are we going to cover today? We're going to cover just that. You know, what do we do in order to get our buyers in our pockets these days? Hello, everyone. I'm Paul R. Atkinson, and now we're going to do a little testing on the platform here. You should be seeing a screen. I need some hands up. Everyone tell me, show me. Are you seeing a screen with an ugly guy with a red tie? Put your hands up. You guys can
Yes,
see.
we are.
Yeah. All right, cool. So I know we're on point. So, you know, I was asked to speak today about strategies on finding buyers in a slow market. And it's like figuring out electrical circuits. And that could be something very tricky if you don't know what you're doing. And I use this analogy because it is not that difficult, but it does require some legwork, some foundation work in order for you to have a consistent flow of buyers. So, how do you get buyers galore all the time, consistent in your business? That's what we're going to talk about today. So, thanks for joining. My name is Paul R. Atkinson. I'm the founder of Successful Business Academy. I'm also a real estate broker to PRA and Company Realtors. We have franchises throughout the state of Florida. And I've been in the real estate space for more than 23 years. I've been in the sales space for more than 30 years. Started out my career in sales as a Navy recruiter, for those of you who don't know me. And I did that for quite some time. And then I moved into financial planning, where I served people in their financial estate planning. So now I get to talk to you about your skill set and how you're practicing in your business, in a sales business, on getting buyers. I'm also the author of two books. The first one being The Art and Science of the Real Estate Agent Day One Close a Deal. And then my second book, which is The Five Steps to the Sale, which is a great tool to use on developing relationships. So as you can see on the screen, I'm going to come off the screen a little bit so you could see me directly. But remember, once again, we're going to need a blank sheet of paper and a pen because you're here to discover how to get buyers galore. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, how do you get buyers? And what's the objective for today? What should you expect in this coaching session? We're going to find strategies and techniques and skill set that you should have in finding buyers in a slow market. It's going to be quite interesting because some of you might think you're going to hear, oh, mail out 50 pieces. Oh, knock on 50 doors. Oh, make the phone calls. It's not going to be that. Okay, don't expect that. You're going to hear some things that you probably have heard, but you didn't take it seriously and you don't believe it works and you think it's mundane. However, I'm going to show you the techniques that really, really work for a consistent flow of buyers. So the description today says, hey, the current buyer's market and the buyer sentiment still seems far away from what we can call positive. And while things are slowly moving forward, ready buyers are still hard to come across. Yes, you have online leads. That's true. Agent locator, whatever we do, Google ads, all of that stuff, we have online leads. But one of the things about these online leads is, and you know, and I know, that online leads, they're not that hot sometimes. And it takes a little while to cultivate them. Anywhere from 18 months to 24 months, anywhere from, I don't know, 6 months. It's very rare. I've been in the real estate business 23 years. It's very rare that I could say, and my phone rings every day because of what I'm about to show you. Okay, knock on wood. Every week I could expect to get some kind of referrals or something like that. So it's important that we really, really understand that online leads are, in a way, needing to be nurtured. So if you have this ability and someone promises you or say, okay, we're going to give you a whole bunch of lead, and I'm not going to call any names of any platforms, but I'm going to say, you've got all these leads coming in. Guess what? You're going to have to work them, and working them is important. And that's the key to it, though. When you work them right, it's going to give you a whole bunch of leads, buyers in the future. So let's continue what you're seeing on the screen. It says the next sentence or paragraph says, but what other sources can you turn to find, and that's typo right there, to find qualified buyers when they are so hard to come across? Let us take a look at how you can identify buyers, hotspots, and position yourselves as being that go-to realtor. Now, notice the last sentence there, or the last few words. How you can position yourself to be that what go to realtor. That's the key. There's many realtors in the world today, right? In your marketplace. But right now, last year, 2025, and this year, it's kind of getting sweet for us that who've been in it for many years. It's getting sweet because a lot of realtors are falling off. And I like that because there's more calls coming in. But you see, you have to lay this foundation. So let's get into it. Take a look. I'm sorry that you guys are not seeing the screen, but you're seeing me, but you could listen, right? If you're driving, we have a nice audience here. If you're driving, you shouldn't be, because this is when the meat comes into this speaking engagement. The meat is about to come, and you're going to need a blank sheet of paper and a pen, all right? How to get more and more buyers in any market. Any market, I don't care, up, down, right side, left side, doesn't matter. How do you remain to be the one that is of choice? That's very important. Now, I see that Jen has her hand raised. Is everything okay over there, Jen? Yes? Or is that something from before? We're just doing a little.
All good, Paul.
Okay, okay, wonderful. Thank you very much for being here, Jen. Now, I do want to have Bianca, two people volunteer to come up and tell us what is their experience in getting buyers. And then we're going to reveal to the audience about four things that are, like, I don't know, a secret for the top producers. Secret! But don't worry, you're going to get it today. So two people, come on up. Bianca, if you would just allow two folks to come up. And what I'm looking for from each of these individuals is, give us your name and tell us what part of the world you're in. I know this is an international platform. Where are you practicing real estate? And tell us, what do you do to get buyers? Just curious. Just share with us. Two people. First two.
That
Mhm.
that's gonna have to be Jen because I'm no host anymore, so I can't unmute them, but I can
Oh,
help Jen certainly.
Okay,
So
I'm
yeah, so you just go into the participants section and give them the ability to talk. It's like just
Jen.
okay.
next on the three dots next to their name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Perfect.
So maybe Damien already chatted in, so maybe Damien also wants to
Yeah.
talk. Is that okay? Just
Damien, cool. Hey, Damien, like your name, but
Hello.
okay. So, Damien,
and
where are you from, Damien Marks? And what do you do to get buyers? So, where are you as a realtor right now? What part of the world are you, Damien?
Yeah, in and around the Lower Mainland, so Vancouver, BC.
Okay, awesome. Is it cold up there?
No.
Oh,
Well,
no?
I mean, no, actually we didn't even get snow this winter. Well, I think one day of snow, but yeah, no, it's probably like 20 degrees today.
Oh, okay. Oh, and that's not cold. Well,
No,
right
that's
now,
like what is that? That's like 70 Fahrenheit
oh,
or something like that.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, you're right. You're right. So you're right. Okay, good. All right, let's go. Let's go into it. So, how long have you been a realtor? You are
I am in my seventh year.
seventh year. We have a seasoned guy, Damien. What are two things that you know to do to get buyers? Just to kind of share with us what you know. And I need.
I mean, the most important thing is you gotta water that plant is how I always tell people. Nurturing, follow like fortune is in the follow up.
Okay. Nurture.
But like value added follow up, not just, hey, I'm just checking in.
Love it. Love it.
As much as people love it, yeah.
Got to put some heart into it, man. I call it the love talk.
So
So
you have to care and you have to add value at some point and
very
pretty consistently.
okay, great. When you say consistently, tell them like how often? Once a month, once a week, once a day?
No, it depends on the lead. So I generate a lot, like most of my business through, well, not most, but like a good portion through online lead gen. So I understand the 18 to 24-month turnaround. Sometimes it's longer. Once in a while, it throws you a bone and you can transact within 6 months, but that's quite rare. Um, if we are actively out looking at homes, I mean, we should be talking, at least a few times a week.
Yeah, yeah.
If there's somebody who's kind of gearing up towards that, um, weekly, and then if they're, like a C lead or somebody who's, just browsing online, um, I mean, I'll try and call them quarterly, but those leads aren't the leads that are answering the phones consistently. But
Yeah.
everybody in my database is probably getting at least one like type of email from me outside of their automated listings.
Love it.
One a
You
week.
know,
It could be about interest rates. It could be about what I'm seeing in the market. It could be just anything that I think might be interesting or yeah,
relevant, right?
yeah. Or
Yeah.
I would say maybe three a month. It might
Yeah.
not be one a week, but yeah, three a month.
Beautiful. Love it. Thank you so much, Damien. You're right on point. And we're going to talk about that, this thing called the CRM. Some realtors don't even know what it is. You talk about your database, you're housing these wonderful resources that bring you joy in supporting your family inside of the CRM. But Damien, thank you so much. 7 years in the business, and you're doing all the right things. Thanks for sharing. One more person, Jen. Is there somebody else that wants to come up and say that? What
We
this,
have
Umar,
Lori.
Lori?
yeah, and Umar also in the chat. Yeah.
LAU. Okay, Lori. Hi. Hi, Lori. Where are you from? You have to unmute yourself, Lori, and then you speak up. Yay!
I'm from Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Hey, my girl. Yay! All right, cool. Tell us, how long have you been a realtor or a salesperson? Forgive me.
14 years.
Wonderful. Talk about experience, seeing the ups and downs. To give us one, two things that you would do, or you tell someone, or tell this group in this session today, what to do to get buyers. Damien talked about nurturing the leads. He piggybacked on that 18 to 24 months nurturing the leads. He confirmed it. But what else? What comes to your mind? Why are you here?
Well, I could always use more buyer leads. I think all of us can, especially in today's market.
Yeah.
But one of the things I do is I've worked with renters in the past, and I'm trying to get them to see that it's possible for them to purchase, especially now. with their first, last, and security in some instances can be used as a down payment.
Mhm. Yeah, so
And
true.
the other thing that I do is I work with past clients. You know, they might have just bought recently, but I keep them updated on the market, and they have friends and family and coworkers that you know, when they ask who helped you purchase your house, I want my name to come out of their mouth.
Working your past clients and doing renters into buyers is a great way to do it, because that's like a hot lead, isn't it? Don't you like that, Laura? It's a little bit more warm and friendly, isn't it?
I definitely do.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that, and that's great. Thank you for sharing, Lori. That's wonderful. I appreciate you. And there's one more person. Who's that? Thanks, Lori.
You're welcome.
Allowing Umer to, yeah, Umer.
Omar. Okay.
Hi,
Omar.
this is Omar. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, mhm.
Okay, so I'm around 8 to 9 years old into this business, into real estate. I'm from Ontario, Canada, specifically a city called Milton. And my last three buyer leads are all from Agent Locator, and they're not very old. So I started with Agent Locator in October, and I did my first buyer lead pre-construction condo in. I signed a contract in December, and then another two sales came up in February and March. So basically, from agent locator, online leads, and my past clients, and my sphere of influence.
Very nice. Okay, great. So you've got the online lead going. You've got your sphere of influence that Lori talked about, nurturing those clients that we have. That's all great stuff. It's all fun. All right. Thank you, everyone, for at least giving us a little bit of a work over, a little thought process on why we're here, how long we've been in the business. For you in the audience, and for you in the audience there, and also on YouTube, think about it. What did you just hear? What did you just hear? You heard a person named Damien, 7 years in the business as a realtor, and he talks about these things that we're going to talk about right now. You hear Lori, 14 years, and she's talking about nurturing and to building relationships and social currency. And we're going to talk about that, right? That's important. And then we hear Omar, 8 years. So if you did an average of the three samples of realtors that we took, it's over 10 years that they've been practicing on average, and they're all doing what you're about to see. So the question is, why you are not doing it on a consistent basis? And that's because we are just human beings. It's very hard to develop good habits, and it's very easy to develop unhealthy and just like unworthy habits. Interesting, isn't it? Society is interesting. Take your eyes on the screen right now and take a look. So here it says, right? How to get more and more buyers in any market. All right. The first thing is avoid the mundane way of life in business. What's the mundane way of life? The boring, right? The boring, the monotonous type of work. You're a salesperson and you just get up and you're like, I don't know if anybody have ever seen that commercial from in the 1980s, and you could look it up, write it down, check it out. There is this commercial in Dunkin' Donuts. And this old man sleeping next to his wife, remember, this wife, she have all these curlers in her hair, and you can see they're sleeping. And then his alarm goes off and he presses it and he says, oh, time to make the donuts. Time to make the donuts. As a salesperson, your day is not supposed to be like that. Your day is supposed to be like, whoa, oh yeah, today is a good day. You've got to get pumped up. And when you're going through the day, each and every step of the way, you've got to have some system that is helping you to get away from the mundane feeling, the feeling of that Oh, it's just time to make the notice. Here we go again. I don't even know. I mean, I see it all the time. These realtors, I even went to show a client, I think it was yesterday or day before. And the realtor, it was an $800,000 home. I mean, gosh, that's a lot of cheddar right there, right? And this realtor was just so, I don't know how to describe her, but I would just say this. She was acting as I was a little bit late. Okay, 15 minutes. What can I do? If the buyer's looking at something, I did apologize and I say we're on our way. When I get there, she's just dragging her foot. Oh, this is that. This is no enthusiasm. It doesn't matter. You always have to perform. So, why this topic of avoid mundane? And how do you avoid mundane? You avoid mundane by starting out your day with a morning routine. And just like how a sports athlete or a good athlete, or let's say a very sharp individual that's really into their career, executive, it doesn't matter what it is, you're preparing for that day, right? Well, as a salesperson, this is something that you have to do because what's ahead of you in the day is tremendous work, tremendous work that you have to do to maintain a positive mindset all throughout. And in sales, you get punched all different directions. You get bad news after bad news after bad news. So you have to be able to avoid the mundane and just be able to create plans in your mind and for your day of having things that go to your business towards the goals that you're wanting to achieve. Now, why do I say this? In order to get buyers, well, if you're not able to plan your days and be effective each moment of the day, like simple things like answering your phone or using a system that I'm about to show you right now called the IGA, and that's why you need the pen and paper, you will suffer in a way in the business that you're just being monotonous and you get burnt out. Burnt out. Yeah. How would you survive to be 10 years, 20 years, 30 years in the sales business as a realtor, as a, I don't know, whatever sales, without getting burnt out? Because you need to manage your time effectively. And the first thing comes to mind is the morning routine. What are you taking for yourself that gives you that peace and joy and happiness so you can be ready for the day? Are you reading something for 15 minutes? Are you doing a little meditation, like I do? You're doing that yoga, right? Get that mind together. You're envisioning what's going on because you need that. You don't want your day to be boring. The second thing is, in order for you to understand that you do not want to get into a boring type of prospecting, you want to make the prospecting for the new buyers that you want to always have fun. And that is why I say get a blank sheet of paper, because now we are going to we're going to use this blank sheet of paper. Hello, everybody out there, get one. And we're going to do a little exercise. Get a pen. On the blank sheet of paper, I want you at the top to put my IGA. It looks like this. You can see it. You write my IGA. Okay? What does that mean? It means you. Point to yourself. Touch yourself. My income generating activity. Income generating activity. This is important. This right here is a system that I coach all of my coachees on a daily basis. And what it is a system that helps you to prospect for buyers and sellers and renters, whatever you want, in the most profound and happiest way possible, and so enthusiastic and so like, wow, joyful. Because the analogy for you is to understand this. Do you go to a restaurant and get dressed, right? put on the outfit. Hey, come on, guys, let's go to eat. Yeah, let's meet. Oh, you meet some friends over there. What happens? You get to the restaurant. What happened? Waiter sits you down. Can I get some water? What you want to drink? Yeah, oh, let me get that. Let me get this. Then what do? They give you a menu, right? And you have the menu, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know. What you getting? What are you gonna get? I think I might have the fish. Oh, I might have steak. Oh, look at this. What's the specials for today? But it's joy in that moment. Well, you see, prospecting on a daily basis can be just as fun with an IGA system. I talk about it a lot. So on this, let's get back to the exercise. You're going to write down my IGA. And then here's number one, because I think it was Omar. Omar says, I've been here 8 years and I came to this coaching session because I want to see what else I could learn. And even Damien said that too. Damien says, hey, look, I want to see what else I could learn. I hope this is beneficial to you guys. So now, number one, I want you to put on the list one. What is something that you like to do for prospecting for buyers? And I'm going to do it with you. Me personally, I like to call past clients. Call past clients. Write that down. That's one for me. So you see, I've got an IGA, my IGA for buyers, and you could do my IGA for sellers, my IGA for renters, my IGA for clients, whatever you want. This one we're doing for buyers. So what is one thing that you like to do? What is the second thing? And the list goes on. We're going to make this menu of what we like to do to get buyers. I like to call past clients. I like to post ads to get buyers. I like to work my CRM because I kind of like to go in there. I feel like a cup of coffee with a little blueberry muffin, and you know when you heat it up, and then you just go ahead and have a napkin and you go into CRM. I like that moment, and it's like, oh my goodness, look, Omar looked at 5 properties. His hand is raised. He said, he asked me about this. I don't know what I'm going to find because in reality, I have over 10,000 people in my database. Yeah, yeah. But I'm going to tell you the next topic when we talk about it. So I want you to keep going down on this IGA list for buyers. Make a list as long as you can go. Call your prospect, past buyers, post ads, work my CRM, mail out, whatever you could find, put on my shirt and go to public supermarket and run into people. I call that PDCing, right? Personally developing contacts, networking, whatever you like. That's important. So let's get back to the screen. And as we continue on, I want you to save any questions you have for the Q&A time. And let's get through this, right? So you're going to use your IGA system. The third thing actually will be for you to use a CRM. If you don't know what a CRM is, get out of here right now. A CRM is a customer relationship management system. And this is a system that is used in a nurturing protocol. You've heard it. You've heard the realtors come up here and they said that they've been in the business average 10 years. You must have a place where you can have your clients, your prospects, your buyers in particular. So you see, every chance that you get to collect data and do data mining is what's going to give you a galore of buyers. That's what's going to give you more and more buyers throughout your career. Data mining. But so many of us fail to do that discipline. And that's why you start out a day, where it's not mundane and you have that me time so you could get motivated to follow what's on your IGA for that day. Isn't that interesting? Because see, when you create this IGA list of things that you like to do, you're going to make your POD, plan of the day, which we're going to talk about next, to include what's on the IGA so you're happy to do it. Don't get confused. Don't feel like this is a big science class and biology and I'm talking terms, I'm going to break it down at the end. Don't worry. Stick with me. But you need to understand what we're talking about right now. The topic is data mining. You get more buyers and more buyers each year and each month and each day by doing data mining. And data mining simply means that you are collecting names, emails, phone numbers. I am with intent when I say to my daughters, okay, I'm going to run to Publix. I'm going to get anything. You want anything? I'm going to get some fresh vegetables. I'm going to go to Whole Foods, whatever. No, Daddy, okay, cool. You know what I do? I put on one of my shirts, PRA Company Realtors. And I'm driving over there and I have the intention and I feel that today's a good day and I'm going to run into somebody and they're going to see this and they're going to say, they like my mannerism. They say, hey, are you a realtor? Yes, I am. How can I help you? And as a matter of fact, I got my card ready. But I'm engaging with them and my job is to either drive them to my website. That's why I have a simple domain, prahomes.com. Go there, check it out, see it. Or let me get your name and number and I could create a list for you. You're interested in a 2-bedroom, you want something nearby the beach? Oh, I've got a perfect list for you. Let me go back to the office and put it together real quick. What's your email? It's so smooth. And it's true. We have a list. Somebody says, oh, I always wanted to buy a house, a single family house. I'll be like, great, I have a list for you. I got a list. Let me go put together a list for you. Isn't that true? So the CRM, you grab data, names, emails, phone numbers, and you put them inside of the CRM. Now, here's the thing. The CRM, you remember this guy named Damien earlier? He was saying that, every so often he touches the contacts and every week. He's disciplined. That's exactly what you need to do. You should be sending the people alerts of relevant of what they want to see. That means you got to pay attention. You don't want them to leave a CRM is like an online mall store. It's like a store in the mall. And if you don't keep your store functioning right by programming the CRM properly and touching the contacts frequently and with the right content, nobody will come to your store. They'll just say unsubscribe, 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 whatever, opt out, opt out, opt. You don't want to do that. Now, I'm a living testimony and I'm telling you the truth. No need to lie. If I had time, I'll log in and show you. And Bianca can probably testify to that. But me, here, and us, our team, PRA and Company Realtors, we have over 15,000 people in the database. Say it again, 15,000. And we started to do this in 2013. Why? Some consultant came into our firm and say, hey, if you really want to be good at getting a whole bunch of buyers all the time, what you need to do is data mining. I said, what? What is data mining? Well, you need to collect data. You need to collect names, emails, phone number. And that's it. And so I work it, right? I work it. And so you have to develop that same mindset that you need to have a CRM and it should be your protocol to get that CRM having data, fresh new data all the time. You could buy the leads and feed them in there, or you could go out on the street and knock on a door or connect with people and get it in there. 2 ways of getting it in there. But it's important that you continuously grow. In Japanese people, they say kaizen. I do a lot of reading, guys, so I have a lot of words. But kaizen. Kaizen. What is kaizen? It's the constant improvement. Constant improvement. In my relationship in life, with you as my friend, I want constant improvement. In my relationship in business, I want kaizen, constant improvement. How can you be mundane? How can you live a life of just like mediocre? Oh yeah, okay, time to make the donuts. Maybe I get a deal today, maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm just going to do this instead. Oh, the market is hard. Are you crazy? Let's go. You could do it. That's what it's about. But you have to follow the protocols, right? So The CRM is used for you to nurture that database. You should be sending them relevant properties that they want to see. You should be sending them a monthly newsletter. Agent Locator have that. I mean, I've signed up for it. And the thing about their newsletter is it's so tailored to you. It's beautiful. I love it. It speaks who you are. My dog is on there and all of that stuff, because we're going to talk about social currency. And when we get to that topic, I'm going to tell you how to share that with people. So what else do you program your CRM for? Okay, boom, so you send them alerts, right? Properties they want to see. Boom, you send them newsletters. You could send them birthdays. Yeah, you could do that. Why not send them a birthday greeting? What about a holiday greeting? Come on. That's how you're building it up, right? So it's very important. Now, let's take a look back on the screen and next topic, right? So we talked about avoid the mundane way of life. We talked about using IGA system, income generating activity list. And we talked about using a CRM for nurturing as a protocol in the business. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is what do we do and how can we build and maintain social currency? What is social currency? Social currency is quite simple. Let me just say it to you this way, and I'll tell you a story. Somewhere in 1993, my career, I was an electrician in the Navy, I think from 1987 to 1993. And as an electrician, I was underneath the water. Basically, I was on the ship, but I was like down below decks. And it was like a job where you really didn't have much people to deal with. I liked that job for 7 years. I would take my little tool bag and whatever I fix a generator, I fix whatever I fix, and I could chill to myself. I could read a book. I could take a nap on somewhere in a corner. I could do whatever I want to do. Nobody to talk to. Well, in 1993, my chief crunk, he says, "Hey, Atkinson, you are articulate." And he says, "You should go to recruiting duty." I said, "What? Recruiting duty? Yeah, you should become a salesman. You are articulate." I said, "Man, I don't know what you're talking about." Maybe because I read a lot, right? And so I found myself in 1993 entering into the marketplace in Camden, New Jersey, as a salesperson to recruit two new bodies, two people to the United States Navy. What a tough sell to sell somebody to commit their life to the country. Very tough sell. But I was able to do it and do it well. And at first it was a struggle, but what I developed and what I understood is that I had to develop social currency. I had to become who I really wanted to be. And I wanted to be a top salesperson in that community. So here you are right now, and you say that you want to be this top salesperson, or not even top. You just want to survive. You just want to make six figures, seven figures. You just want to make 50,000, 100,000. You just want to feed your family. It doesn't matter. It's a state of being and wanting. So if this is what you want, it begins with you understanding in sales, you should have a social currency. What does social currency mean in this realm of being a salesperson, of being a realtor? Well, you should think about things like this. And it's pretty simple, and I'm going to break it down to you. And I did it over 30 years ago. Whenever I came into a place where I'm going to have to sell, back then it was Camden, New Jersey. I looked around and I said, okay, that's the gas station right there that I'm gonna fill up my tank on. Right there. Oh wait, see that right there? Yeah, that's where I'm gonna take my dry cleaners to get my stuff done. I'm gonna do my groceries right over there. And if I want to buy some books, I'm gonna go for that store over there. And if I want to do yoga, I'm gonna go over there. And if I want to run a path, I'm gonna run this path consistently. Why? Why do you do this and kind of stake a claim inside of your community? Because see, when you go over there and you go pump that gas, you're gonna go there so many times. And this is a living, oh my, oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe what I'm telling you. It's real. And I almost can cry because I did this 30 years ago. And I'm still doing what I'm telling you now. And this is a living testimony. I won't call the names, but there's a guy that owns a convenience store. I'm telling a story now, guys, and it's a real story, and it's a testimony. Guy owns a real estate, a grocery store right around the corner here. And when I moved to this area 10 years ago with my daughters, I said, I'm going to do gas there, dry cleaner down there. My brother told me where to go. And then I saw this guy and I said, okay, I'm going to stop at the convenience store whenever I need bubble gum or I need anything, water. I'm driving and showing properties. I'm going to, because he has this little swing in. You could just drive in and just, hey, let me get a bottle of water, bubble gum. It's like that kind of store. When I first met that guy, I said to myself, I am going to, one day, I'm going to sell him something. I think I've been doing it for about 2, 3 years now. Guess what? Finally, last year, you know what Mike did? Mike said to me, hey, buddy, you're a realtor, right? Because I guess he saw my shirt. I said, yes, 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 yes. Listen, Poppy, he called me Poppy. Listen, my sister wants to buy right over there, that complex. Can you give me a list of what's available there? I said, of course, absolutely. 5 years paid off for me, right? A couple of years of just going to the guy, going to the guy. Lo and behold, by me continually building and going to see this guy, saying hi and giving him the list and all that. Right now, it's been a year and a half, and I sold 3 properties to his family. I sold his sister, I sold his brother, and I sold his other brother. Can you imagine that? Social currency is what you're doing in your community, enjoying it and fulfilling the community itself. Social currency. That's one good example. So you must build that. And you could build it, right here inside of your community where you're living. That's one. But you could also do it online. You could also do it in your CRM. Because when your clients reach out to you, what is social currency? They say, if they ever need a good plumber, or if they ever need a good mover, or if they need a good electrician, and they could count on, trust on you to deliver that, that's social currency too. So this work of being a salesperson is a beautiful thing, but some of us take it so lightly. And that's why I'm here to tell you today that if you don't take it lightly, you can stand for 30 years and you're making your 6 figures every year, over year, over year, and you're getting buyers and buyers and buyers and buyers. So, but this takes discipline. Now, the last part of this is all that we talked about, not having the mundane in your career, using an IGA prospecting system and using a CRM to nurture that database and then building and maintaining social currency. The last bit is here. And it's, you must expect greatness, right? And what do I say and what do I mean by you must expect greatness? Well, when you have all of these skills or this tact about you or the way you carry yourself in the fashion that I've just described to you and seeing those little pockets of tools and you plug them in one by one, but they all stay together to be strong, you must then also have in your mind the positive mental attitude to believe in yourself and what you do for your community. And you must believe that each moment is filled with greatness. And this is where my little mantras come in. And I have all these little mantras that I say. You've got to be your own cheerleader. So I will say things in my own mind like, my body is strong. My mind is focused. My soul is nourished. I expect greatness in my business today. I expect greatness in my health today and for my interactions today. And these are like mantras, but I stack them and they become like this affirmation. So you have to always have these things because believe it or not, this spiritual realm around life itself, you're dealing with human beings. And, back in Jamaica, they say, boy, if you're scared of a dog, the dog's going to know and dog's going to bite you. I guess you'll say it anywhere in the world. But you must remember, if you show fear, going into your business, or if you think for a second that when you pick up that phone to make that phone call to dial some prospects, and you have that little thought like, man, nobody's going to pick up. Or you dial it, when you dial the number and it's ringing and it's ringing, the moment it starts to ring, you're like, this little thing jump in your head and it says, I don't know, why are you even calling? You're no good at this anyway. You need to just go sit down. Things come to your head. It's like, they're not even going to pick up. You have to counteract that. And the way to counteract that is to tell yourself one little word or two little words. My mind is focused. I'm the best. Yes, they're going to pick up because it works. Believe it or not, it works. So that's why I say to you at the last bit that we need to make sure that we expect greatness in our business. And that's very important. So let's get on and finish this up. And we're going to open up for the Q&A session. I'm sorry, guys, on Facebook, I'm live, but you can't interact. You can interact by DMing me and asking me a question, okay? Or get with Jen in the office. So let's bring it all together on the screen. Look at there, guys. And thanks for all for being here. Let's bring it together in your mind. And this is where it's more valuable right now. We're finishing this up. The QR code there, you can get a coaching call with me anytime you want. Just get that QR code, log on, and just come and see me. Jen, right now, she'll drop that inside of the chat anywhere it is, the link to my calendar. Bringing it all together, you want to follow these steps, and this is very important. Number one, okay? You're going to begin each year. Yes, each year. I said 2026. 2025 is gone. 2026 is here. 2027 is in front of you. All right? But you got to begin each day with a goal in mind. That's how you're going to get more buyers. You got to think about it. How many deals you want to write this year? How many buyers you want to see this year? It's pretty simple, but you got to think about it, man. You know what? I'm starting off this year. I want to see at least 15 closings. All right? That's right about one a month. 15 closing, that means I need 5 buyers. All right? Or I'm going to get 10 buyers and 5 listings. You have to put it on paper. You got to write it down. You got to feel it. You got to know it. You got to want it. Then you also have to begin each quarter, 3 months, planning to meet your goals. So if you said you wanted 15, divide that by 4, and you got to make sure that each quarter you're meeting that quarterly goal. This is you're running a business. You can't just be flying off like that and being mundane. No, don't work. Then you got to begin each month defining your activities. So here is April. What are you going to do? The snowbirds are going up, so streets are going to get a little bit looser. All right, what am I going to do? Summer's coming, right? Kids are going to get out of school. So what are you gearing up for? Hello. You're not thinking about that? You don't think the buyers are ready to buy this time, that time? You got to gear up, and you got to find activity and content that would be relative to what's going on and send it out to your buyers and send it out to your community. Have that interaction, have that social currency. Begin each day with a POD. What's the POD? Plan of the day. Okay? You have to have a plan of the day every single day. Remember, this right here, the list, my IGA, your IGA, right? You wrote your menu for your day. So you have to plan the day. So tomorrow, you should know, well, all right, tomorrow's Thursday. I feel I'm in the mood. Well, the weather say it might rain. You know what? I'm in the mood for making some phone calls in my CRM. I'm in the mood for making an ad and posting it on this and that and blah, blah, blah. I'm in the mood. What are you in the mood for? Because every day your mood changes. That's why you have the IGA, the income generating activity. It's a list and you use it. It's very important. Now, final thoughts and open up. Jen, you could let it loose. Anybody that want to ask questions, come on, because we've got 7 minutes and we have plenty of time to answer questions. So now, we came here because we want to discover how to find a constant flow of business, right? And it takes skills and tact. I always feel that, me personally, that building social currency is the key. I always feel that. And I've felt that for 30 years now, 33 years to be exact. And now, wow, my daughter is 33. Interesting. So listen, building social currency is amazing and you can have fun at it. I've had, I remember one time someone said to me, someone dear to me says, your clients are not your friends. Your clients, and are you crazy? My clients are my friend. I love them like I love the neighbors. What do you mean? Right? It's in your heart. The moment you start to not put your heart into it, like, look at this. Lori. Lori says she likes to work with her clients because it feels so warm. She just loves those snuggabugas. You got to do the same, right? That's social currency. Put some heart into it and love what you do. People buy, I always feel that people buy from who they trust and who they like. Yep, don't get it twisted. People will buy from who they trust and who they really, really like. So if you're not able to do that, then you should consider learning about the 5 steps of the sale, which is my second book right there on your screen. And you can learn how to get people to trust you. Becoming I always feel that becoming what people like is our focus. So you need to know what they like, and then you got to like make sure that you have a good fit, right? Don't go being fake, all right? I'm not telling you to be a chameleon, but you need to make sure that if you discover what someone likes and needs and wants are, and it's within you and it's within your vocabulary and it's within your persona and it's within your library, then you should give it. And if you don't have it, then it's okay. Sometimes I go on a listing appointment and they said, well, you know what, we're going to go with this person. And said, oh, my heart skips a beat. But then I said, oh, no problem. I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to meet with you. Thank you so much. If you ever need me, please let me know. Best of luck with everything. Don't be mad. It doesn't work like that. That's, bad energy. Now, go practice what you have learned today or not. Look, over there on the right of your screen, there's a QR code. Jen is also dropping in the description of this YouTube channel. And you guys on Facebook, DM me. You know where to find me. And you know how I feel about all of you. Now, the floor is opened up. Please bring your questions to me. Let me answer them and let's chat. Who would like to? And Damien and Lori and Omar, you three they are the first ones to come up and say, what are their thoughts on our presentation, our coaching session today? Do they have any takeaways? Is there anything valuable or not? It's okay to say there's nothing. So tell us. Speak freely. Damien, you go first, sir. Thank you. Unmute. What do you think? Look at all. Everybody's up here. Damien, go first, and then Lori, and then Omar, and then everybody else. So Damien, please, 1 minute. What's your take?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think you said some uh good points here. I mean, obviously having a plan and executing is tantamount. Um, but yeah, like you were saying, like people buy from who they trust, and building trust that's ultimately probably like the hardest thing uh to do, especially with online leads where you're not getting a ton of face to face with them. Um, one of the things that I've been doing is I make YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And every time I put one on YouTube, I'll blast my database with the video. Because that way they actually, you're not some faceless automaton. And generally the content is educational. Whether that is the right content to make or not remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But when I call these leads, and some of them I haven't talked to, one of the things is, hey, you probably see my YouTube videos because I know they're in my database, and I'll usually see if they're opening the emails or not.
Nice.
And that is just a decent way to at least have a little bit of rapport.
Yeah.
Because as they watch you more and more, they feel like they know you.
Exactly.
And this is the other important part is how you are in the video should be you naturally, because you do not want to disconnect from what they watch and how they hear you talk versus how you are when they finally do meet you.
Exactly. I want to add a little bit to that. And remember, guys, when you come and speak, keep it to 1 minute. Damien, thank you very much. Let me piggyback on that. Now, guys, when you have your CRM, here's a tip, right? Damien is saying put some videos in there. That's pretty cool. But can you imagine if you post something on social media, can't you get the link from social, like Facebook, of your dog just getting groomed or something like that, and drop it into your CRM and send an email? Hey, guys, how you doing? Here's a property for you, and like drop a link in there. Think about it. Isn't that interesting? Who else? Okay, Lori. Lori, what is your takeaway? And then Omar, and then everybody else. Come on, Lori, then Omar. Lori, where's Lori? Lori's in St. Pete. I see a lot. Okay, right there. Go ahead, Omar. What's your takeaway? And then
So for me, uh, with 8, 9 years of experience, I know most of the things what you just said, but for me, listening to coaches like you, to the leaders like you, it's always motivational and it refreshes the concepts actually. And but while doing following daily routine, you tend to forget what's important. For example, today I said, oh man, it's been like 2 weeks. I haven't done any YouTube videos or something like that. So it's always good for me to listen and participate in such sessions.
That's wonderful. Omar, sounds like you're saying, creating an IGA list,
Yeah.
and having that IGA list over your desk to look and say, what do I want to do tomorrow? And pick some fun things to do. Can you imagine that? Fun. You got 15, 20 things on your IGA list of activities to generate income generating activities. It's on a list. And if you put on your planner, you'll have a good time. So, okay, we got a lot of people here. Doug, what about you, Doug? Thanks for whosoever unmute. I'll give you 1 minute. Okay, Doug, and then Atia. Doug, what do you have to say? You got to speak up when I call your name, Doug. Okay, Atia, Atia. I hope I said it right. What would you have to say? Or Ricky? How about Ricky? So, Jen, I see that some folks have unmuted, but no, Telma, who wants to come and say something? We have 2 minutes to go. What's your takeaway? Anybody else? You're unmuted, but we're not hearing you. Okay, so now summarize it all, what we talked about. We talked about getting more buyers into your hands. How to do that? Well, you should really think about having a daily plan. A daily plan means that you're really strategically planning for your day. And planning for your day means that you are able to start out the day with me time. You have to take some time for yourself. 15 minutes. I don't care if it's even 5 minutes. And as long as 1 hour, 60 minutes. All right? Do that. And then from there, you must have a nice plan of activities that can generate income and participate in your life the way you want to see it. Go have lunch with a friend, your daughter, your son, whatever, your family, your spouse, whatever. You family time, spirituality time, work time, health time, exercise, all of that stuff. It should be in there. And then make sure that you work the database that you're collecting. And then you work your community, you know, love your neighbors. So thank you very much. Bianca, we let you close out, and bye, Facebook fans. Jen, you can close out there. And what about you, Bianca? Any final words, please? What would you like to say?
Well, nothing much. I think you said this was a really, really nice presentation. Thank you, Paul, again for delivering this to our clients. And we are soon gonna get out info about Paul's next agent locator webinar. And please do at any time. Just send to support or to anyone at Agent Locator if you want for Paul or any of our coaches to cover a particular topic. You can always write to us. We take your suggestions seriously, and we do talk to our coaches about these topics regularly. So any feedback is always welcome. So, and we are gonna soon also announce Paul's session for next month. So thanks everyone here
Thank you so
for
much.
joining us. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Bianca, and thanks for the participant. This was a great topic. I look forward to the next topic. Have an amazing day. Go and get some buyers and take care, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. And Jan will have to end the webinar.
Jen, thanks, Jen. Bye, everyone. Thank
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.